Today is my son's birthday, and I usually make him brownies or cookies. Okay, so first thing you need is 3 sticks of butter. And I know that seems like a lot of butter, but this makes a lot of cookies. It makes a lot of really delicious cookies. You want 3 sticks of butter at room temperature. If you don't have butter at room temperature, you just put 1 stick at a time in the microwave for 20 seconds, and you want to turn it halfway through. Okay, and then we're going to add 1 cup of white sugar. We're doing the white sugar first, and then we can use the same measuring cup for our brown sugar without having to worry about the brown sugar getting into the white sugar. I'm using a 1/2 cup measurement. So 1 cup of white sugar, 1 1/2 cups of brown sugar, and I want to make sure to pack it in there or you won't get the proper measurement. So we're going to do 3 1/2 scoops, 3 1/2 cup scoops for 1 1/2 cups of brown sugar. All right, so you're going to want to, let's get our oven preheating. We're going to set the oven to 350 degrees before we start mixing this. There we go. All right, and we're just going to cream the butter and sugar together. It's pretty simple. Once you get that all nice and blended together, we've made sugar butter. That's what you gotta have to start making cookies. All right, now we're gonna add in 2 eggs. And 1 teaspoon of almond. All right, and we're going to mix that together slightly. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So it's 1 baking soda, 1 baking powder, and 1 salt. Okay, now we're going to mix that together really well. All right, now we're going to add in 4 cups of flour. One. And 4. All right, and so you're just going to stir this in with a large spoon. And it's going to take a minute to work that all in. You're going to want to use the back of your spoon to kind of press it down until all that flour is moistened. And just try not to shoot it across the kitchen like I just did. It's nice and slow. This will take just a few minutes. See how that's all coming to a nice, moistened, thick consistency. I'm just using the back of the spoon here to work it around. Okay, that's about good enough. Now we're going to go get our chocolate chips. We have 2 cups, so we're just going to add all 2 cups. Then you just continue mixing that all in, but you're probably going to need your hand. And I say probably, I mean you're going to need to use your hand. Once you get these mixed in here slightly, you're just going to want to try to pick this whole thing up and kind of knead it a few times to get all that stuff off the bottom. I definitely like using a large, heavy bowl that isn't going to try to go away from me when I'm doing this. This heavy glass bowl just stays right where I put it when I'm trying to mix with it. It's really hard to pick it up and dump it, but if you're mixing up cookies where you're scooping out of it, this is definitely a better mixing bowl. Now, we are ready to make like 5 dozen cookies. Let's get our sheets ready. Okay, and unlike most cookie doughs, don't worry about putting this in the fridge in between mixture or trying to keep it cold, because it works actually better at room temperature. We're just using this little, it's about 1 tablespoon cookie dough baller, just like a micro ice cream scoop. Okay, so you're going to want to bake these about this far apart. Look at that. If you got one of these cookie presses, you can use this to slightly press it down into the shape. It'll help it cook a little evenly, but you only want to press it about halfway down. And if you don't have one of these, I'm sure you could just use the bottom of a glass, or even the bottom of your metal measuring cup would probably stick a little bit less. Those are starting to get warm in the back already because they're sitting in front of this oven vent right there. So we got to hurry up and get them in the oven. Okay. I like to use these shiny baking pan trays for the cookies, as they sure bake a much crispier, even cookie. We'll get the second tray ready. Oh, don't forget to set that timer. Not even going to worry about getting that dough off my hand, because here in a second, I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of those bowls of cookies, and just set them into a stack in the side of the bowl, so that all the hard work is done, and it's just swapping cookie sheets every 8 to 10 minutes. So what we're going to do here is just get a clean side of the bowl where we've already taken out most of the batter, and we're just going to start stacking up some balls over here. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, that batter smells freaking amazing. It does not smell like a chocolate chip cookie. It smells so Christmassy and just rich. Yep, we're making cookies, huh? Don't touch, it's very hot. Is that cool? Let's give that a check. They're beeping. Ooh, not yet. You want them to be slightly starting to crack on the top. All right, another 2 minutes. I was hoping I'd be a little faster. Get the rest of these balls made up before that timer went off, but darn, I'm slow. We baked those for 12 minutes. Ooh, we'll just put those right there out of the way. And see how they're just slightly golden brown and starting to crack? It's exactly how you want them. All right, let's get our next batch in there for 12 minutes. And, whoops. All right, and it took me exactly 11 minutes to make the rest of these cookie dough balls and wash my hands. So it was just the perfect amount of time that I needed for that first load of cookies to get done. Now we can just sit down and wait for the timer to go off. We need to let these cookies cool for about 12 minutes before we attempt to take them off the sheet. That ended up making exactly 5 dozen cookies. These ones here are nice and cooled down so you can see it. So chewy. Let's give it a taste. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. So perfect. Okay, see you guys next time.